Hey team, while you are thinking of some video training requests for today, I decided to just come and talk to you guys about some of the thoughts I had this morning. We were in New York from Thursday until Sunday morning, and gosh, that whole experience, I just wanted to share with you. Since I was a little girl, I've always wanted to go to New York City. I don't know why, and those of you that live up there or whatever, maybe all I can compare it to is I've lived in Orlando my whole life, so Disney World is like no big thing. But what a lot of people, oh, I can't wait to go to Orlando and Disney. Same idea, right? But for me, it was New York, and my family had no desire to ever vacation there. So it was just something that maybe when I'm an adult one day, I can go there. Okay, so finally I was able to go. And the entire trip was a tax write-off for my business. I got to meet some of the team up there, which was awesome. It's a total different way of life up there, and it was just incredible. And but I wanted to share about that with you guys because, here we are in 2015. So 2 years ago this month, I wasn't in the business at all. I actually signed up on December 19th of 2013. So just shy of 2 years on paper. And what did that month of my life look like? Delaney was 5 months old 2 years ago, and Michael was working once every 3 days, but reality was he was working way more than that because anytime an overtime shift came out, he would take it because we didn't have the money. We had just moved into our new house in June of that year, and we had our rental, our old house, because we couldn't sell it because the market was so bad. So he was frantically working every shift he could get, and I was home with Keegan and Delaney, and gosh, we could not even pay our bills when they were due. So what I would do is I would see like if I could extend to pay one later, or basically it was as soon as we got paid, like figuring out which bills were due first. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are in that same situation. It was hard, but I wasn't ready to go back to work in the police field. My body wasn't back to being ready. I was nursing, and I didn't want to do it. And the thought of not coming home at night to these babies, it was a career I always wanted, but then becoming a mom became such a priority for me. So I know not all of you guys want to stay home, but for me that was so important. And I had even applied to work at Target. I had applied to work at several places at the mall, for the days that Michael wasn't working, and it was going to be hard to find somewhere that would work with his schedule, once every 3 days. And I didn't get any of those jobs. So that's why finally I was like, maybe I can do something from home. So I was looking into all these work from home jobs or whatever, and it wasn't really easy to get into any of those, even though I had a 4-year degree with a ton of career history. My resume was awesome, but couldn't find anything. And you guys know I was couponing, so I was also I would go to like thrift stores because I found that enjoyable, and I would find these awesome deals and then turn around and sell some of the higher end stuff on eBay and on local Facebook swap groups. And that's how I was making money to pay our bills. That was my little contribution. So it was fun, but it was a necessity. And I tell you guys all of that because that was just 2 years ago. And now here we are making, the amount of money that we're making is just ridiculous. It's all going into, I still only see the amount of money that we need for our bills and a little bit extra, but all these trips and stuff, that's using our corporate card and tax write-offs and all of that stuff that Michael's in charge of. But all the rest of that money is going into savings for our dream house. And my kids actually have college funds, which is not something I ever had. And they have, all kinds. Anyway, so all of that to tell you guys, nobody's going to do this job for you. Nobody is going to post on Facebook, post on Instagram. And on the topic of that, I've been seeing some of you guys' posts, and they tend to they're getting more and more salesy. And I don't know if that's because you're not having success doing it the way I'm teaching, but I can promise you no one's going to join you if you continue posting nothing but it work stuff and join my team and being pushy. It's just not going to work. So if you're brand new, you've got to do the training here. You've just got to. For me, when I first joined, I didn't have anyone messaging me every single day telling me what to do. It was all me. I was watching videos. I was learning. So you guys have got to take responsibility of your business if you really want this to work. You've got to focus on training videos. You've got to just put yourself out there. All the resources you could possibly need are found on this group. But you've got to do it. You've got to work your business. And 2 years from now, your life could look so different. And I want that for every single one of you. You know, people ask me all the time, why do you still work so hard? Why don't you stop working? You know, when I was in New York, I was still working and I was still posting and I was still answering emails and messages. And that's because I'm not done. Even though I'm at the top, some of my best friends are watching this video here on this page and they're still struggling financially. So until all of you guys are at the top with me, I'm not going to stop. And the beauty is every single day, new people are being added to my team. So it's extending that. So this is not a 5-year career. This is a forever career. And you guys are all part of my family. So hopefully you feel the family vibe here and you feel welcome. And maybe some of you guys can relate to my story. I mean, it's tough when you first sign up. And that first auto ship, we didn't really have the money, but I knew that if I could sell those 4 wraps, I could afford my auto ship. And then we just became addicted to the products and our health, you know, improved so much that we had to have them. So we sacrificed in other areas so that we could afford it. And that's how I knew I would get paid. So I've been there. I hope you guys don't look at me and think, well, she makes all kinds of money. She doesn't know what we're going through, but I do, because I was there and I worked so hard for those 13 months to get to ambassador. And those of you that are my good friends, you know, you saw the behind Facebook scenes. You saw me stressed out. You saw me crying. You saw me so tired. My kids begging for my attention, but I had to email that last potential. There's Molly crying in the background. She's going with me to the mall. Molly wasn't possible before It Works, guys. My family, we wanted another baby, but we just couldn't afford it. We could barely afford the amount of money they were taking for insurance out of Michael's paycheck. There's no way we could have afforded another baby. And when I went triple, we decided to try, and there's Molly. So this business, when I say it's changed my life, it has changed every single aspect of my life. And you know what? I still have haters. I still have family members that think it's a scam and think it's ridiculous and won't talk to me about it. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, they're not paying my bills, and I love them for who they are, and they don't have to be part of my business, and that's okay, because this isn't for everyone. So just know all of that to say that I am rooting for you. I am your biggest fan, and I've been there. I've been frustrated. I've wanted to quit. There's no excuse that you have that I didn't have. Literally, I've been there. And those of you that are working full-time, I wasn't working full-time, but if you have stayed home, it's like a full-time job, and especially when Michael was gone to work. So use this team page, ask questions on here. We're going to get you to the top. If you're willing to put in the work and you're willing to put in the sacrifices, this will happen for you. It might not happen as fast as it did for me, but it can and it will happen. You just have to get outside your comfort zone, and you have to be willing to do anything it takes to get to the top. Watch my favorite video on YouTube. If you haven't, even if you've seen it 100 times, I've seen it 101. It's by Eric Thomas. And if you just type in YouTube, Eric Thomas, Success More Than Sleep, something like that, it'll come up. I still watch that when I need my motivation. So I believe in you guys, and I hope that 2 years from now you can take your little weekend dream getaway to wherever it is that you've wanted to go, and I know that you can.